that night they must have gotten to a disagreement and it ended, and then I left the station. I blocked them on my fucking Facebook page. I got rid of everybody except I think one dude from Stone Chrome Radio. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. I don't even care if people listened on there. It's hard to get people to listen to a radio station. It's hard to get people to listen to a show. That's why I don't understand why these other shows, they broadcast live on Facebook, on this, on that. Your advertisers aren't going to fucking advertise on your show if that's what you're looking to do, is monetize your show. I don't give a fuck about monetizing my show. That's not why I do it. It costs me thousands of dollars a year. I probably got fucking $50,000 wrapped up into this show over the course of 10 years. But if you're looking to monetize your show, you can't do that. You can't be broadcasting on every fucking avenue. It's live here on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on whatever that other fucking live site is. I can't even remember. That's what caused the whole craze. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the app. Son of a bitch. But whatever that fucking live app was, when all of that shit started, it was Twitter or whatever created it. But I don't know. The advertisers want to be heard to all the people that are listening. And that's too difficult. It's too difficult of a process to do it like that. You have to streamline it on one show and then syndicate it out. I've been doing this shit a long time. I've tested every single way. I've had pizza places. I've had all different places. And then I got to take the complaints. That's why I don't monetize my show. Because if you buy something from one of the advertisers, you can't come to me and complain about it. That's not my job. They asked to put their product on my show. I look at the product, they say, okay, if your pizza comes cold, you got to complain to the fucking pizza guy. You can't even have an advertiser on your show because people are dumb. People are fucking dumb. I'm not saying everybody that listens to my show is dumb. Of course I'm not saying that. But, you stopped in once, you live in my neighborhood, and then you hear my show, and then you say, oh, I didn't know that place was down the block or 4 miles away or whatever, and then you complain to me that my advertiser's fucking food sucks. I don't have the patience to deal with that. I just want to do a show. I just want to talk and I want to do what I got to do. It's just one of those things. So Prince died April 21st, 2016. He was 57. He died of some apparent drug overdose on his property there. David Bowie, we all know the great David Bowie died January 10th at 69 years old of cancer. I guess there's more music that's going to be coming out. There's been a bunch of, one of the guys from the Eagles passed away this year, Merle Haggard, so a couple of rappers here and there, who knows what's up with them. There's just a bunch of people that, Natalie Cole, she passed away. She was 65. I mean, that's how you know you're getting old, when the talent around you that you grew up on starts passing away. Leonard Cohen, dead at 82. A lot of people redid his song Hallelujah. A lot of these people are legends, and whether they were famous or not, they meant something to somebody along the way. And it's been a while. So in the beginning of the year, I was having to come on the show basically every week and announcing someone else is dead. So it's been pretty crazy. I mean, people who were close to the show that might not have been the most famous musicians have passed away. Lenny from Trash Light Vision was a great punk drummer. Great guy. Loved Pugs. We had a lot in common as far as that goes. We love the same music. But, it's sad to have to go back and think about this type of stuff. Lemmy from fucking Motorhead died at 70. Fucking playing and jamming up until the last minute, that guy. He actually died in December of 2015, but it's within the past year. So he's had aggressive brain cancer and shit like that. So life is rough. No one ever said it was going to be an easy road or how your family was going to die or what's going to happen tomorrow when you wake up, man. I just started a new venture. I can pull out in that fucking truck and get hit by a fucking track. You don't know what's going to happen, man. So you got to, in a way, when you're young, it doesn't really matter. You're not afraid of it, but hey, that's probably the best time for it to happen, but other people don't want it to happen then, but you know, because you're young, but you care a lot less. You get older, you have sentimental things to look back upon, and you want to see things in the future. Look at how much stuff Jani Lane from Warrant missed. So, I mean, just the progression of the internet in just a short amount of time and all these stupid shows and fucking shit like that. He helped the show a lot big time when it first came out, but it is what it is. I don't think, you know, too many people were devastated. I'm not even going to say anything because I'm going to get a lot of hate mail about that. So I'm just going to skip that part. But I don't know, man. I miss Scott Weiland, miss David Bowie, but you know what? Their voice will live forever in some way or another. I mean, I'll always listen to the music. David Bowie's last album was great, man. It was just a great piece of work. It was a lot of the stuff he's done. One of my favorite songs of all time is Afraid of Americans that he worked on with Trent Reznor. It's to me, that's one of the greatest fucking songs, and that had a lot of influence on some of the industrial music that I did when I was, you know, coming up and shit like that. But hey, like I said, it is what it is. I mean, we're going to lose people and we're going to move on with our lives. Someday that, you know, I'm going to put the people I love in that position, and you know, they're gonna have to move on, and hopefully someone's got some of these goddamn shows downloaded so you can keep my voice living on forever. Will I get the great Steve Haley calling me and leaving voice messages going, Jay Stone radio show? You know, good times in my life because of this show. That's why it's been so hard to move away from it, taking breaks and trying to decide, but I always come back to my show. And this has been some of the most solid times is the past 2 years, going and adding all great segments and producers on the show. Who would have guessed that, you know, 10, 8, 9, whatever, how many years it's been, whatever, I'm stumbling now. But that I would have Johnny O would be on the show, and fucking Prickly Rickley would be on here, and, you know, doing radio. We were all musicians. Who would have thought that, you know, meeting people through Cold Cock Whiskey, one of the sponsors of this show, would bring a group of us together like this. So it means a lot to me that you guys have done the show and worked so hard. I know Johnny's only been on the show a short time, but, you know, you're all a great addition and, you know, become part of the family. So it's been a great ride, and it makes it easier for me because I don't have to produce 3 hours of radio. The show wasn't always 3 hours long. I made it this long because I wanted to have people exposed to the radio and to people, you know, that aren't calculated and doing this for a corporation. They're doing this because they like to entertain people, and it gives them the avenue. We don't always have the greatest stats because we piss a lot of people off sometimes with some of the things we discuss. But that's all, you know, you'll all be back to listen again. So, you know, whether it's one person or 15, I didn't mean to go off on Stone Chrome Radio like that, but I'm tired of fielding their fucking messages for them. I have nothing to do with it. Don't care if you're affiliated with it at this point. I'm just going to delete you because I'm fucking tired of saying it. But having such a great staff and support, and you know, I don't pressure these guys. If they don't want to do a segment that week, they don't have to do a segment. I'm not, you know, are you going live? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? I tried very hard for a lot of different companies to make their stuff successful. I built a lot of radio networks and then left because I always went back to my own show. I started that whole Rock Slam Radio with that fucking freak that fucking ripped me off and just used me for the knowledge and all this shit and never fucking paid me and was all false promises and all that shit. I fucking help so many teams of radio, but we're not going to go into that. We're going to play some fucking voodoo sex cult right now. This is Voodoo Rising. I'm Jay Stone. You're listening to my fucking show, Dead and Chill, in December, yo.